there are a lot of guesses as to what's going to happen in the GTA housing market in 2026. I'm sure you've already seen some of the videos out there. There's going to be more. We're not into December yet. I certainly haven't done mine yet, but those of you who watch my videos on a regular basis, have some idea as to where I'm going to be. Certainly a lot more positive than some of the stuff you see online. As a matter of fact, you want to really feel bad about yourself and the market, don't look so much at the video about the market, but actually look at the comments section. And man, oh man, it gets really bad. Plummeting, collapsing, all the usual words, 30%, 40%, 50%. Here's what I did. I checked in with our AI overlords as to what they think is going to happen with Toronto home prices in 2026. And here are the three biggies and what they told me. But first, as always, guys, Andrew the Realtor, beautiful people, I'll welcome you to the November 2025, not 26 yet, GTA housing market, the essential housing market update. Why essential? Because this is the one that actually gives you the numbers, gives you the information, then you walk away and you make the decision versus me telling you what you're supposed to feel and getting all emotional about it. So no clickbait here because I actually did check with AI. So first of all, we're going to cover what will happen in 2026. I'll tell you what's happening now with the actual numbers. So I think that's actually very beneficial. I tend to do it every month. And then a quick important story that I think you'll find very interesting and what buyers and sellers need to know in this market right now, or if you're going to be listing sometime in the near future. So, as always, my intent is to provide valuable information to you guys. That's my QR code, my little real estate experience. Feel free to use that if you're watching on TV. Very easy to do with your phone. Or just go to www.askandrew.realtor. That's an easy one. Guys, I do this. You hit like and subscribe if you can, if you want. Not a lot of people do. But listen, a lot of people see this, and I want you guys to see this because the information is very, very good. Now, back to AI. Now, the first one I went to is, of course, ChatGPT, because everybody knows ChatGPT. Okay, what will happen with Toronto home prices in 2026? Here's what ChatGPT said. So, a summary. And you'll notice a theme here, by the way, with all three major AI thingies. So, RBC reports in Ontario, which includes GTA, of course, home prices are under pressure because of inventory, blah, 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 blah. They expect a decline of 1% in 2026. That's interesting. Okay, that's not exactly a plummet. According to Scotiabank, National Home Price Index forecasts is to grow about 7% in 2026 after a weak previous year. Okay, Scotia is very optimistic. Certainly more optimistic than anybody else on YouTube. Maybe even myself. Okay, so TD Economics, plus 3.1% in 2026. Okay, so that's interesting. Nothing too exciting. That's not exactly the sexiest update. Thanks, ChatGPT. Okay, and then at the bottom, putting this together, GTA will see a flat to modest price changes in 2026. Possibility of slight decline in the subsegment condos and such. So condos are continue to be a difficulty because of the high inventory. So ChatGPT obviously knows this, but that's nothing too crazy or certainly nothing plummeting, bursting, etc. Okay, onwards. Hey, Perplexity. Not a lot of you guys use this one, but it's huge. Okay, so here we go. Toronto home prices in 26 are expected to either stabilize or see modest growth. Oh, okay, well, not plummeting yet. Let's see if experts at major banks, Toronto's average home price will increase by about 1.5 in 2026, recovering from a decrease in 2025. That's the Global Mail. Interesting. Okay, they seem to know some stuff. And then another analyst, Canadian mortgage trends, decline slightly into 2026, particularly in the condo sector. Okay, so decline slightly, particularly in the condo sector. But that doesn't sound like too crazy. Market conditions suggest detached homes are likely to remain stable. Condos facing high risk of price declines, 5 to 10% drop in some predictions for condos. And that's Reddit, I mean, of all places. Nonetheless, okay, that's nothing too crazy. And as you will see, condos are kind of on this trajectory. Anyway, certainly not plummeting yet, but not the best market, admittedly. Nationally priced forecasts are mixed. Canadian Real Estate Association thinks it'll rise by 3.2 in 2026. Now, obviously, slight conflict of interest. We want the prices to increase to entice people and such like that. Also, just in general for home values. But in summary, Toronto home prices, you're right here, on your right, 2026, expected to see slight growth or remain flat. Well, that sounds a lot like ChatGPT. I wonder if they talked about this before. Okay, and the last one, Gemini. This is Google's AI. Quite useful, I might add. I've used it many, many times. So while some price weakness is expected in Toronto, Ontario, economists anticipate a gradual recovery as the year progresses. Okay, well, that doesn't sound like a plummet. Where's the crash? Economics projects an annual average home price growth of 1.5. Okay, that's 1.5. I get steadying later in the year. A little stronger demand to return in 2026. Royal LePage, a real estate company, Note that GDP prices declined year over year this time, but returning confidence of potential rate reductions in early 2026 could lead to stronger activity in the spring. So none of this sounds particularly negative or horrible or bad. So that's something to think about, and that's AI. That's it's a combination, a compiling of all kinds of different articles and everything else. So you notice a pattern. Nothing crazy, probably steady, probably some modest growth ahead. Okay, what's happening right now in the market in light of what AI just told us about 2026? Let's look. Okay, this is obviously October, last month. This is the last month that we have the full month of stats. A lot of negative, by the way, so, maybe I'll get some more clicks. Ooh, negative. Okay, so sales down almost 10%. October last year did start to pick up a little bit. Last year was not the craziest year. But that said, still, 10% decline, not the best. And I'm seeing it. I have listings out there, and I'm seeing activity kind of slow down a little bit towards the latter end of the year. I think home buyers are just holding off way too much. I'm going to give you a bit of a hard time a little later, home buyers. Not because I don't love you. I love you. I just want to give you the good stuff and maybe get you going a little bit. Price decrease. Notice 7.2% decrease in average price. That's average price. Always to be taken with a grain of salt. It includes all of the GTA with all kinds of properties, but in general, that's a pretty significant drop. Okay, so that's important to note. The two biggies of probably why this is happening, by the way, especially this price drop, is new listings are still higher than October of last year, meaning that we're still listing more, which is astounding. I really think some people need to get out the market, at least for a while. Now, active listings are still significantly higher, over 17% higher than last year. So when you have higher new listings coming on, and you have higher number of active listings on the market in general, and property days on market, the other little caveat there, 50 days versus 43 in October of 2024. So almost 2 months, basically. Almost 2 months on the market, more inventory, and more stuff coming onto the market. No wonder then, especially if sales are down significantly, that the prices will also be down. These always make sense together. And of course, you can see detached, semis, townhomes, and condos all down versus last year. Months of inventory is useless number anyway, so I don't never go to that. Month over month, not really important because overall, of course, October is going to be busier than September. That's a very normal thing for almost every year. Average price does not change that much month over month. When there's a lot of sales because there's a lot of numbers to go by to average out. And so new listings down, active listings down. That's all very normal. So month to month, quite normal. But you notice the drop. So listen, buyers, I'm going to start showing you how much of an opportunity there is and letting you know that if you wait till next year, you're not going to get into some amazing plummeting market where you're going to gain 30% of equity instantly because the market's dropping. It's just not. You heard what AI is saying. Now we're seeing that right now is a particularly good time to get into the market because things are a little soft. Notice the price drops versus last year. Now, what about the future in terms of interest rates, inflation? Inflation just came out this morning. October was it 17 today? It's down to 2.2 from 2.4, and of course it was well below that before. So overall, this is pretty good. And if you think, okay, things are expensive right now, I get it. Inflation has been kind of up a little bit for a while now. But in reality, in context, honestly, things don't look nearly as crazy as people sometimes try to make it out to be. Because I guess, honestly, guys, if you learn nothing else, crazy sells, negative sells, which is probably why I don't have as many followers as I probably should on this channel, because I'm not very negative. Okay, this is context for inflation. I just showed you the numbers. We're at 2.2 as of this morning. Well, here it is. Right in here. This, as soon as this was added, I took this is from the actual Bank of Canada site. And this is just, okay, total CPI. Now, yes, it was really high. This is 8.1 over here, back in, was it 2022, I think. But overall, like, we're here. This is the year 2000. Very close. Okay, so inflation is only a thing that really I hear people talking about more and more and more just in the past little while after COVID and such. The lockdown specifically. But look at this. Like, yes, this is crazy. A few drops here. This is when we shut everything down, and this is, gee, thanks government for printing more money. And then there's a little drop here back in 2009. But overall, like, we're kind of in the midst of things here. Like, it's pretty normal, nothing too crazy. Okay, so it's nothing too crazy. Again, nothing too crazy doesn't sell. You need crazy, but honestly, it's not that bad. Okay, so next announcement in terms of interest rates is, of course, going to be December 10th. But so far, our last one was October 29th, just the end of last month. We're at 2.25. Significant drop from the 5 we were at before, and of course 4.75 is when this one starts. This is from the Bank of Canada, June 5th. So, okay, so inflation, not bad, working its way through. Interest rates, quite low, considerably speaking. And, is it going to go down in December? I think not, but it may. And certainly there may be another cut or two next year, sometime maybe first quarter. So interest rates are pretty good. Inflation is pretty good. 2026 looks to be a decent year. Nothing too crazy about plummeting and falling. Buyers, are you getting a theme here? Are you okay? Maybe waiting for a long time isn't going to help. So before I sum up and get to what buyers should be doing and really, really need to know, quick story. Okay, Andrew's story time. Bear with me. Okay, so a few listings out there I have. And one particular listing on the market a while, but a month and a half, so about average, maybe a little bit under average. Lots of showings, but it's a market where there's first-time home buyers, and first-time home buyers are notorious for not being able to make a decision and holding off and thinking and doing more thinking and really procrastinating is what the word is. So it becomes sold conditional, and as soon as it becomes sold conditional and it's visible, finally we get an offer in, it's conditional. I start getting calls from agents. Oh, hey, listen, can you please let me know when it goes down? Oh, I didn't realize that. Oh, they had all that time. And the reason I wanted to bring this up is because even my wife, who's obviously not in real estate, she's a principal, she said to me, when you happened to hear me talking about this, like, wait a second, where were these guys the past month? Where were these buyers in the past month? Because not all those buyers that are saying, oh, geez, I was going to put an offer. I was thinking of... Look, the idea is this, and this happens all the time. You have all this selection, and the one that you like, yeah, but there's others. I want to look at it. I'm not sure what to do. That one goes sold conditional, and you're thinking, oh, crap. I should have probably put an offer on that one. I kind of like that one. I missed out. It's amazing how much easier making choices are when there's a lot less inventory. But when there's inventory that is everywhere, and there's lots of it, buyers have a hard time making a decision. Don't let that be you. You see something, take it. Put an offer in on it. Get your buyer's agent to actually work for the commission. I say that politely. I've been a buyer's agent certainly several times this year, but sometimes it feels like, goodness gracious, where's my percentage going to you guys for? Okay. Buyers, what you need to know right now. Sincerely, guys, if you don't use me, get the information. Take this. See if this is right. The deal you've been looking for is available now. I can tell you that from talking to so many sellers and listing agents, even in the past week, never mind month, 2 months, 3 months, you really, really, really got to take advantage of these things, guys. It's almost frustrating, I confess, as a realtor, being in the business, knowing at least something of the market. I've been kind of right for a while. To see people just pass by amazing opportunities and sellers going, I have a great house. Why don't you buy this? My price is market or below. This season is a great time for great deals. That's a fact. If you don't believe me, seriously, my information is everywhere. Contact me and say, Andrew, can you give me a few, tell me about a few properties, I don't care where they are, that are such good deals that maybe I should start looking a little more aggressively. Your hesitation, and I put an asterisk there because sometimes you hesitate for good reasons. You hesitate because you have some financial issues. You hesitate because you're waiting on something. You're hesitating because there's a life thing that you're kind of waiting for. Totally understandable. Most people are just procrastinating. And that kind of hesitation, or your buyer's agent, your realtor's hesitation, is going to cost you, I'm telling you, there are going to be homes sold that you liked, those be sold for prices that you would have paid, or you would have even paid more for it if you had actually taken action. If you haven't already, you're going to see homes you like sell for the price you would have paid for it. Bam. Less waiting, more acting. Buyers, sincerely, call me if you have questions. If you have an agent, go out there, put them to work. You should be seeing things, and you should be making offers on things. Even if you think, maybe this offer's not going to go. You know what? Try it out. The seller, if he's a good listing agent, he'll sign you back. Sellers, what you need to know, definitely don't be discouraged, but be very patient or off the bat. Only be in the market if you're serious. And this is really important because the clients that I have, for example, are serious. They want to sell. They have some life situation where they need to sell or want to sell. Or this has been something they've been planning on for a while, and therefore life kind of calls, now we should be on the market. Only be in the market if you're serious, you need to sell, or have you been planning this for a while. If you're just testing the market, please, this is not the time. You're not only screwing yourself over, but also others in the neighborhood. I've seen this happen many, many times. Sometimes I wonder why there's so many people leaving the same area. It's not that bad of an area. Sometimes you should wait. I've actually talked to people who have told me, Andrew, I was going to put my house on the market. We're not in a particular hurry. Would like to sell. But I noticed you have a listing on. You know what we did? We're going to wait a little bit. Hey, smart people caring about their neighbor and their own value in their home. Because when you have competition, what happens? Drives prices down. Make sure that you're kept abreast of what's happening in the area, what has happened and is happening. Every week, your listing agent should be contacting you, at least every week. I have folks that I talk to almost daily or every other day. They should be contacting you and letting you know what's happening in the area so that you know every day, every week, that your price is a good one. The tactics at least are working. And if they're not, What could possibly be the problem? It's a conversation you have. You should at least be getting an email with some information as to what's happening in the area. My clients certainly get at least that on a regular basis. Next, if you're listed and not getting a lot of action, this is important. It's been this way for several months. The bottom of the list for sellers, price may not be your issue. Sometimes it is just a lack of demand. I've seen it. It's difficult to explain to somebody who's seen the GTA housing market move really, really, really fast. Sometimes, guys, seriously, it's not your price. So, therefore, if you keep lowering the price, you're not going to get a buyer. And if you keep lowering the price tremendously, you're going to lose tons of equity, and then you're going to get the sharks with the lowball offers and their whole horrible conditions. So, listen, guys, know what you need to do. If you don't need to be in the market, don't list your home until it's a better time. As always, guys, Andrew the Realtor, wishing you guys a fantastic rest of November. Stay warm. Any questions, QR code is there on the top left. That's my real estate experience. Hit like and subscribe. My information is at the bottom. Guys, this is the non-sexy, non-clickbaity, non-horrible negative, everything's collapsing, sky's falling kind of update. My regular updates are what it is. If it actually is plummeting, believe me, I will tell you it is plummeting, and I'll get more clicks and views on it. But for the time being, it looks decent. Buyers, seriously, sincerely, I don't know what other word to use. Get in the market. Call me if you need to. We'll go look at stuff. I will show you amazing deals. I'll tell you what the comps have been in the area for the past month. You'll be like, holy cow, this actually isn't bad a deal. And I'll show you what's been happening in the beginning of the year. And you'll go, wow, it's a better deal than even I thought. Take advantage, buyers. You don't get a lot of this kind of stuff in the GTA. Well, until December, you guys take care. See you soon.